I don't give a rip as a client how long the attorney spends in coming to the resolution. All I care about is how good is the resolution, how quickly can I get that resolution, and how much lawyer fee pain do I have to endure to get there. Hey everyone, it's Isaac Shutt. Now I have an article today about Rockstar Lawyers. This is from the Wall Street Journal, and I think I'm a rockstar lawyer, but I'm pretty sure this article does not talk about me. In fact, I know it doesn't talk about me. What this is really talking about is sort of these really expensive attorneys and law firms and how they're just sort of skyrocketing in their expense. The way businesses are hiring law firms is changing, and you're going to continue to see the way that businesses hire law firms is changing, and probably for the good. So the article says that overall, law firm fees basically track inflation. So as long as they've been tracking what attorneys are charging, it's about a 4% rise on average per year. So that's not crazy. Corporate general counsels say there's only a small pool of firms to choose from. And companies venturing into those high stakes deals turn to the most elite firms with the hopes that the high price tag promises the best outcomes. And in those cases, hourly rates can run $2,500 or more for the most sought after firms and attorneys. And the way I look at it is like NFL players, right? NFL players, when you have that special guy, that Mahomes type guy, well, the fee that he commands is so much higher than your just regular old guys in the trenches. And that's where the trend is. Now in the legal field, we have guys who are getting paid like Mahomes, where the fees that they command just way outpace what the average is. So the next trend that the article highlights is that basically what we're seeing in the legal field and in terms of what law firms are getting away with charging is this real spread. There's this bifurcation between things that are, churn type work on one end, where it's your day-to-day, and that's actually getting lower cost. They're using things like AI. They're outsourcing. They're becoming better at becoming more efficient, i.e. more cost effective. So you have one area of the field that's actually getting cheaper, but then on the other hand, you have these real specialized rock star types that are more expensive than they've ever been by a long shot. So what you're seeing is instead of having kind of a middle, you're having cheaper and much more expensive. And the last trend that the article points out is actually one that I'm a huge fan of. This is getting away from the hourly fee structure. So in the good old days, the only way to really pay a big law firm lawyer for business type stuff is you're going to pay an hourly rate. And if that lawyer picks up the phone, you're getting billed for, whatever it is, $100 minimum fee every time you pick up the phone, even if they say, "Hi, George, how's the weather?" That's $100, and that's going to go down on your timesheet. And, these companies are starting to say, wait. How did my company benefit from a 30-second phone call? "Hi, George, how's the weather?" We want to get away from tracking minutes and tracking time in the way we're paying our lawyers. So why don't we do this? Why don't we pay them on a per project basis? And maybe we give them a metric for success and say, look, if you meet that metric of success, we'll pay you a bonus. So if you think about it this way, and I've always thought this, the hourly fee is basically a blatant conflict of interest. I mean, really, the profit incentive for the lawyer in an hourly fee basis is take as long as possible. The longer it takes, the more complicated you make it, the more money in the lawyer's pocket. But as it happens, that's the exact opposite of what the client wants. The client wants what's going to save me the most money in legal fees, what's going to be the most effective, and what result can I get soonest. I don't give a rip as a client how long the attorney spends in coming to the resolution. All I care about is how good is the resolution, how quickly can I get that resolution, and how much lawyer fee pain do I have to endure to get there. So the hourly fee structure is just terrible in terms of alignment of interest. So these new alternative fee structures where the clients are getting smart and negotiating and coming to sort of a, hey, how can we get on the same side of the table type structure? This is a really, really positive trend, one that is way overdue. Okay, but I will say there is one trend in this article that we're seeing almost across the board in the legal field, not just with these mega firms. And that trend is that people are being a lot more open-minded about not using hourly fee billing with law firms. And I have to pat myself on the back a little bit here. This is something that I've been doing in my own law firm for almost 15 years. I was kind of on the forefront of this when a lot of attorneys said, no, it has to be hourly fee and I'm going to charge per minute. And if it's a 30-second phone call, I'm billing you for half an hour. You know, when I started, everybody was like that. Almost everybody was like that. And I thought, you know what, that just isn't the best for the client. But also, I think there's a way for my law firm to be more successful. I thought, really, if I could get aligned with the client where I'm successful when the client is successful, well, maybe there's a way to be more efficient and to be more business-minded in the way I handle my law firm. One of the things that clients love about our law office is that we're not old school. We're not stuck in old ways. When we bill people, we bill for things that actually add value to the client, not to us. We really stress, being aligned with our clients, and we're successful when the client is successful. So, like I said, we're on the same side of the table. So like I said, this change away from the hourly fee into alternative fees where you're doing flat rate or per project or having a productivity or success bonus, these are things that I've been doing for years. And I think the industry, the legal industry, is catching on and starting to do more and more of that. Maybe they're not doing it willingly. Maybe they're doing it because clients are wising up and going, hey, it's 2024. Why are you billing me like it's 1924? I mean, this day and age, we have all kinds of technology at our fingertips that ought to make us speedier at our job. So even as attorneys, why would we want to be paid on an hourly fee basis if theoretically we can get a client a resolution that's better and faster than ever before? You know what? We should be paid and compensated for clients being successful, for being on the same side of the table as the client. So I will say, out of all the trends in this article, that's a trend that I'm seeing where I sit in my law firm. So I guess this article talking about Rockstar Lawyers doesn't apply to me, and I'm probably never going to make $2,500 per hour and $15 million a year. But I do think that this article has some relevance for the legal field generally. I think these trends apply not only to those handful of attorneys that can command those kind of expenses, but also to everyday attorneys where clients are being more thoughtful about their budgeting in law firms. They're being more thoughtful about having an alignment of interest to kind of get their legal team on the same side of the table. And those are trends that I see across the board and I think are really, really good for everyone.